It's now official. President Trump is proposing stimulus checks of up to $2,000 for the American people. According to reports, Trump suggested this idea just yesterday, explaining that the United States has been bringing in record levels of tariff revenue, and he believes it's time to return some of that money back to Americans. However, there may also be another motive behind this move, and Eilines explain that in a moment. Interestingly, it's not just President Trump pushing for this. Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna has also proposed $2,000 payments for Americans, particularly those earning under $100,000 a year. That means lawmakers from both parties are now considering direct payments, making this a bipartisan idea. Let's look at the numbers. In August and September, the US collected a massive $62.6 billion in tariff revenue. In September alone, the government brought in $31.3 billion. Revenue has been climbing steadily for months, from $17.4 billion in April to nearly $24 billion in May, $28 billion in June, almost $29 billion in July, and now over $31 billion in both August and September. This surge is why Trump says checks are possible. In his own words, the government is paying down debt, but he also wants to make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend for Americans. When asked about the size, he suggested anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 per check. Representative Ro Khanna's proposal aligns with this, arguing that $2,000 payments would help offset the higher costs Americans are facing as a result of tariffs, which raise prices on imported goods. Now here's where things get more complicated. Some reports suggest that the Trump administration is worried about a potential Supreme Court ruling that could declare certain tariffs illegal. If that happens, the government might be forced to return billions of dollars, not to everyday Americans who ultimately paid the higher prices, but back to the importers of record. To avoid this, some believe the administration wants to move the money quickly. Paying down debt won't work because the funds could still be reclaimed. But if the money is already distributed directly to the American people, it's far harder to claw back, making stimulus checks a possible legal strategy as well as an economic one. And it's not just households Trump is looking to help. On his Truth Social account, he wrote about supporting farmers, particularly soybean farmers hurt by China's retaliation. He promised to use a portion of tariff revenue to provide them relief, saying, "I will never let our farmers down." That sounds very similar to his proposal for direct payments to American families. Still, it's unclear if these checks would be $2,000 per person or per household. Looking ahead, tariff revenue is expected to grow even higher. Reports estimate the US could collect between $35 and $40 billion in November, and potentially over $50 billion in December due to holiday shopping. That means in just 3 months, October, November, and December, tariff revenue could top $120 billion. This would provide plenty of funding for stimulus checks, which could be rolled out in early December, just in time for the holiday season. If that happens, Americans would likely spend much of the money on gifts and shopping, putting it right back into the economy, while tariffs continue generating more revenue. So, this $2,000 stimulus check proposal is big news. Trump has made it clear he wants to help the American people and potentially farmers as well. If this moves forward, it could be one of the largest direct payment programs since the pandemic. As of today, that's what we know. President Trump is determined to push this forward, and we'll have more details soon. I'll continue to bring you the latest updates as they come in.